Hello, welcome back to the Golden Shot. In this video we're trying out 3 lenses from beyond the Iron Curtain. All can be acquired for very low prices, which means more money for film stocks of course. But are they worth buying? What goes wrong with them? All 3 lenses have common issues and demonstrate what you can come across when buying Russian and East German camera stuff. The first lens is the Zeiss Tessar. It's a Zeiss design which goes back to the early 20th century. The Tessar formula inspired many lenses that you can find on good quality viewfinder and rangefinder cameras of the 50s and 60s from Europe and Japan. The maximum aperture you normally find on Tessar lenses is f2.8, which was considered fast back then. And that's what this is. It's a 50mm f2.8 lens. It's known as the Zebra, can't think why. It was made in the 1960s. The glass is clear and the diaphragm is snappy. I don't know if you can see this. Let's just go for a small aperture. By pressing the button on the back you can close the aperture. It has an issue common to lenses of this age, and that's dried out grease on the helicoid. It makes focusing a bit of a chore. I was able to access a large portion of the helicoid by taking off the name ring and the base underneath and turning the focus out, and I cleaned the helicoid that I could see with a Q-tip with meths on it, and then applied a little Vaseline and wound the focus back and forward to work it in. It's not brilliant, but it's better than it was. The Pentacon 50mm f1.8 lens, the issue is that a previous owner had rubbed away the coating from the front element. Now I don't know if you can see this, but very close in you can see the remains of the coating towards the edge, around the edge of the lens. The aperture blades and focusing work as they should, and I give this a try out to see how much the lost coating affected the results. The Helios 44M 58mm f2 was manufactured in 1980 and is almost working as it should. The aperture is nice and snappy, and the focusing though has a couple of rough spots, not really too bad, but it means that sometime in the near future it's going to need attention. And to take the shots I used the Zenit TTL camera. With the exposure read off through the lens metering. Just a comment, it's highly recommended to take the battery out when the camera isn't being used, as there's no on-off switch, and I expended 2 batteries in 48 hours. The locations were Warkworth in Northumberland and the city of Durham. And we're going to have a look at the photos now, and then I'll tell you what I think about these lenses. film used was Rollei Retro 400S and it was developed in Ilfosol 3. This film I recommend loading and unloading in a very shaded place, as I believe the film base is clear and allows light to travel along the base itself. I noticed that what I first thought was light leak on some of the first few frames, and then I realised what was going on. It couldn't be light leaks because I've actually done the seals on this camera. So the lenses. They're all sharp enough for crisp images. The Tessar and the Helios for some reason make the viewfinder darker than the Pentacon when stopped down for metering, even though they were all at the same aperture. I have no idea why. This is quite noticeable on the TTL as the pointer can be hard to see. Nearly all of the shots were taken somewhere between f4 and f11, so there are no bokeh comparisons. The sharpness and contrast were similarly good on all three lenses. The Pentacon gave the best shooting experience, and this was down to easy focusing and the brighter viewfinder, especially when metering. But a good condition example of any of these lenses will give great service and shots with character. If you go looking for any of these lenses somewhere like eBay, make sure the description says the focusing is smooth and the diaphragm is snappy. If you get a good condition one, you're laughing. Any of these lenses can be found for somewhere between £15 and £30. They're not expensive lenses, but they can give good service. And if you have an adapter, an M42 to whatever digital camera you use adapter, then you can get some really characterful shots with these lenses. And yes, they're recommended. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.